Here's how far away I am. I don't know if you can see that. So there I am, 122 miles away. 2 hours and 43 minutes from my house. Just got to the hotel, got my room. The lady was, it took a while for her to help me out. She was kind of overwhelmed, and the one gentleman was in the bathroom, so it took a while to get help. But once we got the ball rolling, she was very friendly. She gave me a 10% discount on the room for tonight. That's awesome. So I'm gonna get my stuff together, go into the hotel room, and then I guess I'll show you a little. I'll show you what the hotel room looks like. All right, so here's my hotel room. You walk in, the sink's on the left. The bathroom is on the right. Where's the... Okay, there we go. This isn't a good sign. The seat's down. Ooh, it's a nasty looking toilet seat. Okay. Alright, well, I've seen worse. I don't think I'll ever see anything as bad as the Kennesaw Days Inn in Kennesaw, Georgia. Alright, the bed. It's a queen. You've got your chair. Pillows. Alright. Alright, I guess. Looks clean. And this is the Super 8. When I first walked in, none of the lights were working. I'm like, what is going on here? So then I tried to call the office, and it was busy. Well, it turns out I didn't turn this switch on. I turned this one on. Turn this one on, all those lights go off. You know, it's one night, so I'm not expecting a whole lot. Got your TV. Got a safe. Microwave. Okay, that's empty. It's cool. I hope it's on. Microwave. Looks pretty clean. So far, so good, I guess. What kind of a view do we have here? We've got a view of Vince's, whatever that is out there, and the other part of the hotel. They do have a pool. I won't be using that. There's Dollar General. And they do have a breakfast in the morning with like waffles and stuff. So, yeah, I won't be sitting in that tonight. That looks pretty nasty. I might sit here and do some editing. Other than that, I mean, it looks all right. I don't know about the picture of the cows right above the right above the bed, but okay. What else we got here? Hi, there I am. Yeah, that's about it. A grand tour of the Super 8 in Monroe, Wisconsin. All right, good morning, everybody. Yogi here. Dawn has broken. Vince's Restaurant and Pizzeria over there. A bird just flew out. There's Dollar General. Suffice to say, due to my back, and I think just from being so wired last night, I did not sleep well. I was really tired when I got to the hotel room. I just wanted to decompress and veg and just watch a little YouTube and fall asleep. Morning, cows. It's 6:53 in the morning. Checking everything, doing my last check over to make sure everything's good to go. Here I am, tired looking, but ready to go get some breakfast downstairs. After I finally did fall asleep after midnight, I slept all right. The bed was, hotel beds, they're hard. They're harder because they gotta last longer. Not bad. I was pretty warm, so I only slept with a sheet on last night, but other than that, it wasn't bad. Not a bad room. So I'm gonna go get some breakfast and then load up the car. I'm maybe load up the car first and then get some breakfast. That way I won't have to come back up to the room. Yeah, we'll do that instead. So we'll get back to you in a little bit. There it is, the breakfast of champions. Waffle, cinnamon roll, yogurt. Yogi. It is 7:26 a.m., 48 degrees. Supposed to be in the 70s today, I guess. That's what I saw on the Weather Channel while I was eating my breakfast, so I'm kind of like, bring it on. We are starting the day in Monroe. This is where I stayed overnight last night. It is a city in Greene County, Wisconsin, and it's the county seat. The population was 10,661 at the 2020 census. It is nicknamed the cheese capital of the USA. We might as well get the old demographics and notable people out of the way. Peak population was actually 10,843. So a little bit of a decline. Racial makeup of the city, 89.2% white, 0.7 black or African American, 0.7 Asian, 0.4% Native American, 4.1% from other races, and 4.9% from 2 or more races. Hispanic or Latino, 7.6% of the population. Median income for a household in the city, $51,996. Males had a median income of $48,772 versus $36,334 for female workers. About 8.0% of families and 10.7% of the population were below the poverty line, including 9.9% of those under age 18 and 15.9%, wow, of those age 65 or older. Median age, 41 years old. Gender makeup of the city, 47.9% male and 52.1% female. They have a cheese days here. It was established in 1914. The weekend-long event typically occurs on the 3rd weekend in September. Festivities include carnival rides, a variety of local food, restaurant craft and club stands, and live traditional Swiss-German music, including polkas and waltzes, culminating in a 2-hour parade on Sunday afternoon. Over 100,000 people come for the festivities. Notable people in Monroe, Wisconsin, starting off with Robert H. Anderegg. He was born in 1937. He passed away in 2024. He was an American small forward and shooting guard in the National Basketball Association, otherwise known as the NBA, and the American Basketball League, the ABL. He played professionally for the New York Knicks and Hawaii Chiefs. He was 2-time second-team All-Big Ten in 1958 and 1959. He only played 1 season with the New York Knicks, 1959 to 1960. Evelyn Broadstone, later Evelyn Vestey, Lady Vestey. She was born in 1875, passed away in 1941. She was an American businesswoman known for being one of the highest paid women executives of the 1920s. Beginning as a stenographer for the Vestey Cold Storage Company in Chicago, Illinois, she rose through the ranks to become the chief auditor and troubleshooter for Vestey Brothers. In 1924, she married William Vestey, 1st Baron Vestey. She was born here in Monroe. Joe Dodge, Joseph George Dodge. He was born in 1922. He passed away in 2004. He was an American jazz musician. Looks like he was a drummer. He was a subtle and creative drummer. He will probably always be better known for his role primarily as a timekeeper who set a standard for blending propulsive swing, creating an adaptability that allowed him to remain in the background and not interfere with the soloist line, which even extended to a reluctance to take drum solos. You know, that's kind of how I am as a drummer. I'm not big on solos. When I go to concerts, there's some bands that I'd like to see do a solo, like Neil Peart was always a great drummer, solo drummer. Always had a great drum solo from Rush. Other than that, drum solos, I'd rather hear 2 or 3 more songs than hear guitar solos and drum solos. And, unless it's like for guitar solos, iconic, like Eddie Van Halen, Eruption, and Cathedral, that kind of stuff I wouldn't mind seeing live. But for the most part, it's just filler. And I don't care for solos. I'm not a solo type of guy. I'm more of a in the pocket kind of drummer, throw some fills in, but as far as a solo, I'm not a solo guy. Alice Ryder Edmonston, she was born in 1784, passed away in 1964. She was an American painter and printmaker who taught at universities and contributed to various art organizations in Lincoln, Nebraska, and one in New York City. She has been described as an impressionist-influenced artist who followed modernist trends. Janet Jennings, she was born in 1842, passed away in 1917. She was an American nurse and reporter, most notable for her work on the Seneca, a ship used to travel back from Cuba during the Spanish-American War. While on the Seneca, Jennings took care of hundreds of wounded and ill patients despite an almost complete lack of medical resources. Nathan James Lindsay, May 24th, 1936 to May 25th, 2015, was a Major General in the United States Air Force and an astronaut. He worked on the Titan III and the Air Force Satellite Control Network. He was born here. He's buried at Arlington National Cemetery. Thomas Francis Tennant, July 3rd, 1882, February 15th, 1955, was an American professional baseball player. In an 11-season minor league career, he had 1,825 hits and a .274 batting average. He also played 2 games in Major League Baseball in 1912. Robin G. Torno, born in 1942, passed away in 2010, was a brigadier general in the United States Air Force. Nathan Twining, he was born in 1897, passed away in 1982. He was a United States Air Force general. He was the Chief of Staff of the United States Air Force from 1953 until 1957, and the 3rd Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff from 1957 to 1960. He was the first member of the Air Force to serve as Chairman. He was a distinguished Mustang officer, rising from private to 4-star general, an appointment to the highest post in the United States Armed Forces in the course of his 45-year career. General Merrill Twining, he was born in 1902, passed away in 1996. He was a United States Marine Corps general who received a tombstone promotion to 4-star general upon retirement. He was the brother of Air Force General Nathan Twining and nephew of Rear Admiral Nathan Crook Twining. Don S. Wagner, 1911 to 1986, was a Major General in the United States Air Force. A physician, he served in a number of leadership roles in the medical operations of the Air Force. His military decorations include a Distinguished Service Medal and the Legion of Merit. And that's going to do it for notable people from Monroe, Wisconsin. All right, just leaving the Super 8 that I stayed at last night. I had a choice between the American and Super 8. I chose the Super 8. It was higher rated. I am, I believe, on the west side of town. There's a Piggly Wiggly or Kickly. Check out the downtown area, and then see what else we can come across. The Swiss Colony is located here, I'm pretty sure. I think I saw the factory for that last night when I was driving into town. Never been to Monroe before, so this is a first time for us. Red Apple Inn family restaurant. At the Super 8 last night, I was gonna log on and do some editing real quick, and yeah, maybe watch a YouTube vlog or two. And I had to pay. They wanted me to pay $4.95 to have like an hour's worth of access to their Wi-Fi. So I just watched YouTube on my phone. I mean, you know, if you're a guest there, they should provide you with free Wi-Fi, and they didn't. And I thought that was kind of petty, but it is what it is. Gas 367, pretty much the same as everywhere else. Stop and go. Oh, we got a theater here. What's that? Oh, it's the Bering Center for the Arts. They have game show night. Ooh. Game show night here in downtown Monroe. Ooh, that's a beautiful little building there, huh? We'll pull up a parking spot here and check out the downtown area. What a beautiful way to start the day, huh? That's the Greene County Historic Courthouse. Wow, 1891 that was built. This is downtown Monroe. Got a beautiful antique building on the end there. Edward Jones, Burlington Shoes. Cannabis shop. Toy house. Let's cross the road here. Community Foundation of Southern Wisconsin. Chopsticks, Chinese cuisine. Oh, look at this guy. Baumgartners. Home of the famous Swiss apple. Look at that. Nice. Oh, I didn't even notice the, what is that, sheep? Interesting. We got some Swiss. The Eugene Hotel. Coming soon. I guess that's what it used to look like. What does it look like now? Huh. And that's what I guess it's going to look like. Look at that building. I think it says F.F. White, 1900. And they're doing some construction over here. Hey, that sun, that's a beautiful building there. Oh, look at that. Here it says Monroe. Here's some other buildings we got over here. This isn't very much of a sidewalk. I'm just going to film the square area, folks. We can drive around downtown a little bit. Interesting parking. .213 Mercantile. Ooh, check out that theater. Goats Theater. That's weird because they got the sign on the corner, but the entryway is down the block. I think that's the post office next to it. Yes, it is. There's the post office right over there next to the theater. Beautiful downtown area. Historic buildings. Very nice. Here's the other side of the courthouse, Greene County Courthouse. Beautiful. Watch for falling snow off the roof. There's more downtown over there. It's got Chocolate Temptations, espresso and chocolate bar. Right over there is the library. We got some cannons here in front of the courthouse. There's your Civil War monument. Corporal William R. Hawkins of Clarno Company Corporation. You folks want to read that? Go right ahead. You could pause it. Cannons. There they are. There's one. There's the other. Treats Block, 1872, that building on the end there. Oh, got some cannonballs too. All right, let's get back in the car and drive around some more of downtown Monroe. Very nice downtown. Lots of historic buildings. Very nice. I want to take a closer look at the theater. There it is. 3 theaters. Skyview opens in May. Don't know what that means, but let's take a look as we drive past it. Look at that. There it is. And right here is the post office. Reminds me a lot like downtown Milwaukee. Unless you're familiar with it, it is a mess. One ways everywhere. Very nice downtown you have, Monroe. Very nice. Right there is the Greene County Historical Society Museum. Swiss House. Food and Spirits. Minhas Craft Brewery, the oldest brewery in the Midwest. That's where they make Huber Bock. Okay. Here's Monroe Middle School. Geez, that's a pretty neat looking middle school, wouldn't you say? I think I just did. What's this here? Greene County House. They've got a winery. There's the brewery on the right. Rhinelander Distillery. We've got a micro distillery. Bottling and warehouse. I knew there was a brewery here in Monroe. I just couldn't remember what kind of brewery it was. Jailhouse Tap Bar and Grill. Is that the old jail? Huber Bach. I don't recall ever having drank Huber Bach back in my day, but back in my drinking days. They do have tours and a museum. I won't be stopping there though. Ooh, what's this building here? That's a neat building. Bulgarian Brew House? Well, they got a bunch of brew houses down here. Trying to cover as much of downtown as I can. And we're coming back up to the courthouse area again. There's that post office again. Alright, let's check out some neighborhoods. See if we can get some beautiful homes like every single town I went to last. There's Monroe City Hall. Squirrel moment. Squirrel! This is some interesting architecture right here on the end. That's an interesting building. Not as cool as the other towns as far as architecture goes, but maybe I'm just not in the right place. I'm not trying to do a hole, and then I looked over to my left. Oh my goodness. Okay. There's this one on the corner, but that's not what caught my eye. This one is the one that caught my eye right here. Look at that one. What? Look at that beauty. Look at these two coming up. Look at that. Wow. Wow. Simply gorgeous. It's got a plaque on it. Not going to go read it though. There's another nice little house on the corner. This one's a little fixer-upper, but it's a nice design. There's East School Park. There's a nice little house right there on the corner. Look at this one here. Kind of an odd design, but cool. That house on the left, that's a beautiful home there on the corner, right there. There's the Badger State Trail. And here's Twining Park. I keep saying Twining. Twining Park. Let's take a look at Twining Park. They got a disc golf course. Something up there. Is that a plane? I think that is a plane. That is a plane. Or a jet. Let's go take a look at the jet. Yeah, there you go. It's fenced in. And there's a storyboard, so we will be getting out and checking that out. Wow, look at that. The 86D was first flown on December 22nd, 1949. It has been in 9 operations worldwide, including the Korean War. And over here we have a little storyboard on General Nathan F. Twining. Again, I apologize, folks, for the mispronunciation. If you want to pause that and read it, you can. I did talk about him. In the notable people, let's get on the other side where the sun's not in the way. Look at that. Cool. There's a better shot of that, huh? And my shadow. Very nice. Beautiful park. Big park here. Twining Park. They got a band shell over here. Let's get back in the car and check it out. Right over there's the band shell. Such notable artists as Motley Crue and Metallica have performed. No, I'm just kidding. They have not performed at Twining Park. See, look at band shell though. Nice little picnic area there, sheltered. Baseball fields look pretty nice. You got a splash pad over here. The best part about Twining Park is that you can drive through it. You don't have to turn around in a parking lot and drive all the way back. That's nice. Hey kids, let's go to the fair. This is the Greene County Fairgrounds in Monroe. Well, they have a grandstand, amphitheater. Interesting. I wonder what kind of bands perform here. If they have like national acts, or is it just regional or cover bands? There's the fairgrounds. There's the beautiful grandstand over there. Looks like they have a track, or they used to have a racetrack there. Not anymore. I was just driving around looking for the airport and I came across this beautiful building. This is the Ludlow Mansion. It's an event center, but look at this beautiful structure here. Wow, that is nice. Got a nice little outdoor area if you want to have your wedding out here. Look at that. I gotta say it. Is it haunted? Probably. Oh, look at these columns here. Very nice. The Ludlow Mansion. Call now and reserve your space today. This must be the Monroe Industrial Park area that we are driving through right now. As we head out of town. Honestly, I don't recall if this was the way I came in. It might have been. Well, I wanted to film for you folks the Monroe Municipal Airport. But Google Maps had other plans. They wanted me to turn onto a private entryway to the airport that you can't enter. So I don't know what that was all about, but thanks, Google Maps. Thanks for getting that one wrong. So we will not be going to the municipal airport. This is where Google Maps had me turning to get to the airport. No trespassing city property. I don't want to drive on the runway. I just want to drive past the airport. That's all. You know, we should just take Highway 59 back. Just make it a Highway 59 road trip. Yep, there's the airport right up there. I think these are hangars right here too. So I was pretty close, but they had me going the wrong way. Google, can you get it right? Come on. There's the airport right there. Not a big airport. There, we'll just... Right there. Right over there is the entrance to the airport, right here. I think. There's no sign saying it's where the airport is, but the airport's right over there. If you can see through the sun glare. There's the airport, right there, Monroe. There it is. The official entryway, I guess. Hopefully the sun won't ruin this shot. This is a really nice looking shot coming up. This is what you call B-roll, folks. B-roll.
Want to know he was still alive? Not yet. Whoever had helped his father could easily have scouted the remaining houses, and they could be watching for him as he sat in the darkness. Going down to the kitchen, then, was an unacceptable risk. Everything, he realized, would be an unacceptable risk until he figured out who was helping his father. Everything. Stefan